are we doing better or worse? We change so many things at the same time. Curriculum change, merger, pedagogical change. So is it good or bad? Okay. So that was the approach of those papers. I'm just picking up some couple of numbers here. The first idea is that, okay, let's check these numbers. How many students, how much credits they do, about average, how many pass this 55 limit, what's the number of those who pass the limits. So this is sort of a comparative, very good number. So 40%, 20%, very bad numbers actually. If we take this new criteria, this is catastrophically bad. Yes? Then for some reason, the next year, 11, we get better numbers without any reasonable explanation. Well, we can be more happy about those, obviously. But it means that numbers are not very consistent. Maybe this is related just to group spirit or just happens to be so. No good explanation there. So, because it was so unstable to play with the numbers, so what we did is that, okay, let's take more years. So let's take an average there so that we are more reliable, so not changing every year. But in health technology programs, okay, we 58, 37, so this was our profile, but we were very lucky because if we compare to the other parts of information technology, they were doing even worse over 4 years. And this is not good, actually. In industrial production, if half of what you're producing is no good, so it's no good. Sorry. So what to do about it? Anyway, so after the reform and after some evaluations, some new numbers came up. So this was the previous picture. It turns out to be that many of these are the majors. Health technology is here, software engineering, this is game programming, this is well, networking, I think. Many of those majors actually improved. Look at the numbers here. Significantly in let's say, organizing the teaching and learning in the bigger units. Of course, it is every program manager needs to think: are they selling cheap here, or is there some political gain here, and are we actually producing some good learning results? If somebody says learning results are 100%, I'm too old and skeptical. Maybe there's some not quite okay. I believe smaller numbers. Sorry to say. All right, but numbers are nice and for comparison, but not trusting them fully. Further challenges, what happens is that we are moving some programs between the campuses. Some of the majors we changed that the teaching language would be English, and so many, let's say, other significant changes that I wonder if this my number comparison can continue in a reliable way. But let's stop the numbers here. Yep. Then couple of lessons learned from our compared to our initial paper. As I mentioned, yes, quantitative performance indicators are obviously sensitive to number of students. We can think a couple of examples. So indicator says percentage of something, and what is the denominator then? We can say that, okay, we can look at it's another fact that this number of credits achieved in that time by that group, that's a fact. But what is the size of the group? So are we thinking that it's the administrative count that we take in, or is it actual sort of a count that is sitting in the classroom? That's the pedagogical performance. So we cannot exceed this one. This is certainly a smaller number, so the percentages are better. And also we notice that there's uncontrolled factors of absence because our students, for example, they are allowed to take 2 years, they can be off without explaining why. Maybe yes, that's by law. So the school cannot control what they're doing. Maybe they take a job, maybe they take a holiday, maybe they get married and disappear. We don't know. And then they have freedom to come back, and we have to place them to another proper group. Yes.
Freedom to just take leave for
Yes.
2 years, for example. Does it affect your planning? Because on paper you should be having, let's say, 500 students for that course, for that particular program,
Yes.
and suddenly perhaps 100 students decided to take leave, for example.
Yes, it's possible. It affects. Every semester we see how many show up. Because also the guys are taking the military service, which is 6 months or 1 year, and for that reason they may disappear. And they can decide at what point they take it. So, but in a very big picture, so we know that on average that there will be a certain amount of students absent, and that they go away and they come back, hopefully come back.
Yes. Could you have regulations or rules which must this student take a whole number of credit hours per year or something like that?
Rules.
Yeah.
The school cannot put any rules.
No, I don't. If they want to be a full-time student, they have to a minimum number of credit hours. Is there such a rule?
Well, the European credit system says that the full-time study is 60 credits. One credit, that is 1,600 working hours on average. That's a full normal working year. If you count it back, one ECTS credit is 27 working hours. In old-fashioned words, it is that 2 weeks full-time work is 3 credits.
So meaning to say the students are free to take 16 or 15 if they wish.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
So we don't have much control there, but the pressure is there that our funding is still based on this trigger. That we truly hope that they will do this 55, and we have to be very active on pushing them that where are you? Why don't you participate in this class? Why don't you do your teamwork? And be rather active there. But otherwise we cannot control it, strictly speaking. Yes, report in a semester level. Yes, they can inform the school that okay, I am absent next semester or next year or something. Yes, then it is impossible to record any credits for them, and they are truly absent.
So basically it's not just like they just technically record information, but
No, they have to decide that they are in the school or out, and if they are out, they have limited number of semesters or study years anyway for a degree. But it's allowed that they are 2 years away. But it's all time is ticking all the time that there is end limit there. But it is their decision. There is no. It depends on the course and program and the teacher whether we expect them to report if they are away on certain class or a certain week or time or with a good reason. That's on a macro level. But in a system level, they say they are in the school or out. Okay, so just I pull a couple of just examples of what happens here and what happens here. Big changes. We could see administrative view in my program says that very good results actually in this way. we improved from the previous 50 to actually 75%. I'm very happy about that. Yes. But if we look also the attendance, that instead of administrative 40, which is the formal how the size of the class, we check that how many students were actually in the group, so, and use these numbers. Then we come to different kinds of percentages. It is in my favor. This is great improvement. But it also says that numbers are just numbers, right? It's good for comparison, but you have to think also that what is the meaning there. This is the case study of, let's forget about the numbers. What did the students think about it? Can I exceed maybe 5 or 10 minutes here? So we are maybe there's a chance of, let's say, discussion also, the reserve time. So I'm exceeding a little bit of my time. The presentation time it's okay. Maybe this is the interesting part for teaching, right? The other one was administrative, right? Okay, this picture is from another paper. But this is health technology major. Now we go into very practical level, a group of about 35, 40 students, and an integrated way of teaching and learning. We can discuss details about that. So first year studies was this is year, divided into 8 weeks, 8 weeks, 8 weeks, 8 weeks. That's 60 credits first year. Yeah. A good idea of here, it is integrated, and inside the 8 weeks time, they produce all the outputs and complete something. Not so that there's lots of things going on parallel for a long time, and then final exams. Because final exams always they are in the same week, and there's lots of working pressure at the end of the courses always. So here we try to do is that we complete all the time, every week, something, and no great pressure here. Okay, the same idea what we are reporting in the second year. Now they have chosen that, okay, after first year this experience, they choose health technology as a major. And the one paper that we used as material is the first semester of second year, and this says that same name here, physiological measurement technology 1 and 2. So the whole theme, we call it thematic semester, is somewhat integrated in a way that what happens here is this 5 ECTS credit course, 3 courses here, 3 courses here, and also following perhaps the CDIO principle. One of those courses at the later period here is always a project. So it's sort of capstone integrating project of all what they have learned here and learning here. It is idea that whatever courses are on this area support the project, and studies here support the project, and these also support the project in a way that is, let's say, orientation. Some courses, yes, inside the 5 credit courses, some teachers use exams, but I could explain the project principle. But for example, in a project course, what we are doing in the integrating project, we do a couple of first weeks orientation, let's say basic information, basic rules, all that. Third week, they are reporting their first phase of the project, which is intermediate reporting, small report and presentation. Usually then they should be very clear on what is their project topic and what the student team is doing. So everything is done in student teams of 3, typically 3. Why is 3 good? Simply because if one drops out, the team still is operational. If he gets sick or if something bad happens, so team can continue, we don't have to reorganize. Why 4 is not so good? It works, but it's possible that the 4th guy is a manager, so he's not, he's riding, so he's not working so hard. So it's we don't like so much the groups of 4. Sometimes we can do it, but hopefully not. And what else? If it's a group of 3, there's a group pressure of students. If one is not doing their job, the 2 other guys are saying, and that's harder than the teacher. The fellow students are harder to judge that are you doing your share of work, and it works well. They take a high responsibility of their own learning, and that's one of the benefits. And that means that we can, they may have in a project after like the 3rd week, that's the first intermediate reporting. 4th week, 5th week, they work independently in the project, for example. We teachers are guiding the project, helping, answering questions, but they cannot do their job. So there's rather independent and responsible few weeks. Then they have a second intermediate reporting at week 6, which they mainly, or they all should report nearly the completed results of what they have done. They still get guidance and feedback. 7th week it's possible to fix and correct and do final reporting and finalize things, but not change the course of the project anymore in practice. But there's a pressure to complete. At final week, 8th week, they will lead the final reports, do the final presentations, no exam. In a project work, you cannot do exam, but they produce the content of the project, and they produce the administrative report of their student, of their work, group work, and also each one of them, everything is done in a team of 3, except then they give feedback of how I did perform as a member of this learning team and how was the team doing on my evaluation. Yes, think it in a way that the group of 3, I give them 12 golden coins. Please divide these among yourself as you feel it's decent and okay. And then it reveals very well if somebody has done more job or less job within the team. And students are very honest and very careful also about reporting their performance, because they know that yes, first of all we evaluate based on the group output, but we can take plus minus evaluation on their personal feedback. If 2 of the guys from the group of 3 says that this guy did a lot of work or this guy did not, we will notice. Single opinions maybe not so important. Yes. Yes. In each project, beginning intro, first and second week, I go, because I'm doing the project courses, all 3 of them in semester. So we do discuss about team building, project reporting, project plan, weekly plan. Actually, they report one page or half a page weekly reports every week. What they're doing, what they have done this week, what's the plan for next week. But usually, it is for a teacher. It's very quick to check that okay, this project is moving. Okay, they have reported in time. They get some points or credits that they actually report in time. The weekly reports in time. That's real project management. Even if they fail, if they're not progressing, if they whatever has happened, they report in time. That's the right way in real life, and they learn that. And that goes to other all other studies, because if they have this disciplined way of doing things in time, so we can see it all over in the performance. We were surprised how accurate they are after the rules of the game are clear. Like typically 100% or 95% are in time by hour exactly, which is good. That's discipline of study. Everything else what they're doing. Anyway, so second theme and third theme, the thematic part, the idea is similar, right? For each period, we are collecting this kind of feedback and analyze it. We are at the moment of analyzing the spring semester, but let's say we ask, okay, what do you think about what kind of assignments we gave you, and what is timing of this returns okay and meaningful? How did the timing and synchronization of different pictures, how was that? Was there problems, overlapping, something too crowded, too busy, something wrong there or not? Did actually the different, what we call courses, 5 credit courses, supported each other, or was something somehow loose? How much did you actually work, or workload? Could it be more, or okay, or too much? And we also try to get a very honest answer. This is not by name, so they could answer honestly what they really think about it. Was it less than 30 hours per week, which is, I think, no good. It should be closer to 40, or is it over? So, or even more. So, just to get the idea that are we overloading the students? If we are overloading, it's no good. They don't do it anyway. So, just bad results. And in any way, what was their good? Did the teacher do a good job together? What worked? What was interesting? What was not? So very open. This is half structured. So some structured ones, and then you can write anything you like. So and we take it rather seriously. We try to fix it immediately. If in 8-week period we get bad feedback, we try to correct everything on the next one, just if it's possible, if it relates to teacher cooperation. Anyway, some numbers here. I was asking my colleagues how it is possible that n is not integer. How is that possible? There was one student who crossed so many choices, so he was not sure. So anyway, let's not stick to that. But really, the majority said that workload was okay, right? Which we didn't know at all, because some weeks they were doing independent work. They were at school or they were working elsewhere. We really didn't know if there is any progress going on here. We only said that, okay, report weekly what you're doing, do the intermediate reports, and if you need help, okay, fine, we help. But otherwise you are on your own responsibility. And we were very scared that what happens, that we cannot see the students at all in the class. They are somewhere, a few of them show up and do some group work, the others are somewhere else. We really didn't know what happens, but we said, okay, we trust you, this is the rules of the game, do the job. And they said, well, we actually worked and the workload was okay. So whether this is true or not, but that was their response. And roughly they said that the workload or a number of hours was okay. But our conclusion was that we could push a little bit harder, but at the first time we didn't dare to do it. What was good, what was bad, what we learned it the first time. Very good feedback on that the students were happy with these practical assignments and research, even if this was second year of studies. So they were quite ready to take responsibility and work in a group. We limited the amount of lecturing hours and said that we do the introductions, but then you are more on your own to find out a little bit more information which is relevant to your specific project. And the feedback is that yes, maybe the slightly smaller number of contact teaching was that it's good and it's relevant. Fine, we are very happy about that. Because we are applied science universities, maybe this reflects our profile. They are quite happy of doing something practical, finding information, reporting, working in like it's a working life, not listening lectures and theory. You can judge yourself what it would mean to your students. That was our feedback. And we got also learned that yes, we should have more precise or better, more structured instructions for these assignments. But we also think that the real world is not very structured, so it's open-ended, just problems, and then you have to figure out the right question rather than the right answer sometimes. We can tolerate some of this feedback, but okay, we fix that in a second year, but in a third year I think we should have more open-ended assignments just for learning purposes. And yes, in the very beginning we tried this group size of 4 or 5 and it didn't work well. It's too much, too crowded, no good. Then we quickly changed that to 3, that 3 is good. So that was by experience as well. Workload, these are actually the same numbers as you can see. This is measurement technology 1, the first period, and this is just the same questions about the second period. That was including the project. Yet again, the workload about okay. That was our main thing. Reasonably good feedback. Especially that one says too low. We could push a little bit harder. But doing questionnaires like this in a, let's say, open and honest way means that yes, tell me what you're doing. It's no punishment. Okay, we understand. We take this that this is the correct information, and we think about what we can do to be more interesting, more push a little bit harder. I can pick up just a couple of points here. They were okay with timing and returns, especially now. This was the period where we put these project management principles in place. This was more practice oriented. Also, in a project, by the way, the students they were contacting outside companies, picking up real world problems and solving them in their projects. And the feedback was that yes, that's what we like, this is good. And even if the projects were very different, maybe 30 students would form 10 groups. Maybe in 10 groups, 1 or 2 projects were not so good because of maybe they chose the wrong company or wrong kind of problem. But we didn't want to stop it there and start controlling too much. But the versatility, the various different kinds of problems that they solve and bring in and present to each other, the idea was that this is good. So we learn from each other, not from the teacher. Yes.
How close is the university to these around?
We are, our campus is in the center of Helsinki. So it is let's say ICT industry. Quite many companies are just around us. So it's a 1.5 million